Please make it. Yes. I also like knowing that, like, when it comes to computers, like, I'm sure you guys are technical enough that you know the piece about not optimizing before you need to, right? Like, premature optimization is bad, pretty much. On the other hand, I really like knowing that all the little things that I'm building for my game from a coding perspective kind of makes sense and will do exactly what I need them to do. And won't have too much extraneous information. Because if you're going to build something like an engine, then by definition it has to be generic, because you have to try to build it for a large number of games. And certain engines are tailored towards certain kinds of games. Like, I think CryEngine is kind of geared towards first-person shooters, if that's correct. Whereas if I am kind of just coding everything for myself, yes, it takes more time, which that does matter, but it takes more time, but I also know that everything I'm doing doesn't have too much extra crap that it doesn't need, you know? Alright, that was good. I hit a solid rock. Unfortunately, we hit one of the rare rocks in this game that are actually solid. What is happening right now? Apparently I lost my ability to speedrun. I probably just lost like 10 seconds to that I didn't need to. See if I can do this. This part is always tricky with the frames. The frames, please. Good. Good, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Could be way better, but that was pretty good. Please work. Alright, that'll do it. Okay, that was kind of slow. It'll work though. How long did Defunct take me casually? Not long, probably maybe like 2 hours, maybe less. It's a pretty short game. Thanks, Rainbow. Okay, now I'm gonna not look at chat at all. This area is... It's like the chase scene from Endor where you're trying to go through like a million trees. There's an old like Star Wars video game for PC I remember playing that had like a chase scene. Nice. Oh, that was really good. What? I went through the rock again. Why did that happen? There we go. Okay, lost some of my speed, but that's alright. Make it. Alright. That was good. Grab the railing. Good. Oh, that was really good. My god, it is actually impossible to read chat during this game. What?! Hitboxes! Go suck a dick! What the hell? I know that you can get hit by those, but that was nowhere close to me. That was nowhere close to me. Oh my god, what the fuck was that? Good job, Defunct. That was nowhere close to me. That is some bullshit. Seriously, good job, Defunct. Costing me like 20 seconds out of absolutely nowhere. There should have been a time save. I had such a good start to the forest, too. God, that is infuriating. These issues in games that I don't understand how they pass testing. Like, how do you mess that up? Surely you have some kind of, I don't know, since it's a circular fan, I'm guessing just a circular hitbox that you make the same size as the fan. How does it get more complicated than that in that scenario? I understand that the player is going to have some interesting hitboxes, kind of based on a number of things, but that doesn't make sense. I mean, I can still PB no problem off this run, but like, what the hell? Okay. Good. It's consistency anyway. Another bit of trivia about this game, when you hit that railing, you sometimes just lose like all of your speed, which makes it nearly impossible to get up that half pipe to the next collectible. Okay, sure. Sure, let's do exactly that. Let's do exactly that. Exactly what I wanted to do. This game is so weird. Are we still talking about micro optimizations? Haha, do the sign in there. Oh god, I forgot to frickin' boost off the thing. And like right there, did you see how I almost made it up onto this little lip? And for some reason the character just turned sideways and the camera started to mess up? There has to be a better way to do this. Okay, that was actually not a bad turnaround. Nope. And then for some idiot reason, it respawns me all the way over here when that happens. I don't get that. I was nowhere close to that. It's my own fault, I guess, but like, what the hell? That'll get it, nice. Good. That didn't get it. That one I don't understand either. I'm not sure why my jump just like went nowhere. What the fuck is happening with the jump? Jump off the stupid slope. Seriously. The part I was on at the hill was actually less sloped than the part I jumped off of before, but I got less height. That doesn't make any fucking sense. It's a fucking hill. That means that the tangent at the top is much shallower than the tangents on the side. So it makes sense that if I'm going fast and I don't know, that doesn't make sense to me. Jumping earlier there should get me closer to that thing. Whatever. Like, look at that time loss. It's terrible. Right. Yeah, on the optimization thing, I haven't read your full comment, so maybe you said exactly this, but I mean, what it talks about is just premature optimization. It's like, if there's a really easy way to optimize it, like, yeah, sure, go ahead, but like, it doesn't make sense to sit there, like, obsessing about, you know, every tiny little bit of performance, but before you have good reason to believe that the performance actually is struggling there. Like, I could spend forever trying to optimize, like, a little bit of shader code or something, and it turns out that it was just, like, using just about no amount of processing power anyway, and some other piece was using up all my processing power and I didn't even realize. So, like, until you have performance tools to actually prove where your performance issues are, it's usually better to not stress about that stuff too much. Besides, like, whatever game you make, you're gonna have to balance it and polish it and play test it anyway, so, like, if there are actual serious performance concerns, you'll probably find them then. Good. Yep, figure out your big O's. That's exactly what it is. Besides, most shit that you have to do is... it's gonna be harder just to design it in a way that's logical and works than, you know, performance isn't really gonna be that much of a concern. The thing I like to remind myself if I ever find myself, like, obsessing about performance a little bit too much is, like, all this time that I'm sitting here, you know, obsessing about how my game's gonna perform, I probably have, you know, Visual Studio open, which is pretty resource intensive, and I'm probably listening to music and watching one or more live streams and everything else, and my computer's doing just fine while trying to run my games. So it's not that you don't need to think about performance, but like at the point where I'm having to sit there like just obsessively trying to do it perfectly, I'm probably overdoing it. Nice. They're actually going kind of fast. Nice. Okay, well that didn't work at all. Holy God. Turning around there is kind of difficult, actually. I'm pretty convinced that they being the developers of this game, actually custom tailored some of these slopes to not give you much more speed back. It's pretty weird the way that some of them work. Oh God, that was so slow. Like, I swear I slowed down more than I should there. It's consistent, but it's weird. I've said this multiple times, but I'm gonna apologize again if I'm just getting a little bit too negative. Like, believe it or not, it's actually something I'm working on quite a bit. So even though I've gotten kind of negative during parts of this run, like, I haven't rage quitted and stopped playing or anything, so I am actually working on it. See if I can get this jump. This jump's impossible. Nice. Okay, so that does seem to be consistent. Oops, I gravitated there for some reason. Didn't mean to. Tweaking friction values for pacing purposes, maybe. That's something that would kind of make sense to do. It's just like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's, I don't know if I'm just making it up, but back there on those sections, it always seems like, looks like this is gonna be sub 20, by the way. It always seems like I lose more speed than I should. Yeah, sub 20, get wrecked. And actually, I think that just put me up a place. I think that beat Red Room by like a tiny, tiny amount. Let me check. Okay, nice. We got the sub 20. Now what did I miss in chat? Probably everything. And that was with that ridiculous garbage in Forest. And I think I missed the Forest skip once. Like, look at the time loss from over the hills and through the woods. And then Junkyard, what did I do in Junkyard? Oh, Junkyard, I missed the loop. So that's not bad. And someone best down to 1830.